The committee has an important responsibility to maintain oversight over the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Civil Works program. Today's hearing is an opportunity to hear directly from the leaders of the Army Corps. The Army Corps' water infrastructure projects support America's economy and help keep communities safe. These projects include maintaining navigable waterways, managing the risk from floods and coastal storms, and supporting aquatic ecosystems. They also provide power and water to communities around the nation. Over the last 2 months, extensive flooding has taken place in the Midwest due to melting snow and intense rain. This flooding has tragically resulted in loss of life, as well as billions of dollars in damages. In April, this committee held a field hearing in Iowa to examine the Army Corps' management of Midwest flooding. The goal was to get to the bottom of this disaster and move towards possible solutions. Given Wyoming's own experience with flooding in places like Grable and Worland, my constituents and I can sympathize with those who have lost so much. Today's hearing will provide the committee another opportunity to hear from the leadership of the Army Corps of Engineers on the flooding in the Midwest. It will also give committee members an opportunity to hear testimony about the implementation of America's Water Infrastructure Act. Since 2014, this committee has worked in a bipartisan way to pass critical water resource development legislation every 2 years. These water infrastructure laws benefit every state. Last October, Congress passed and President Trump signed into law America's Water Infrastructure Act. The legislation passed the Senate by a vote of 99-1. When fully implemented, the new law will have far-reaching impacts. These include creating jobs, growing the economy, protecting lives and property, cutting red tape, and promoting federalism. The benefits of America's Water Infrastructure Act will be evident in the West as well as all across the country. Nationally, the Act includes permitting reforms to allow for the development of more water storage projects, and it increases local input in the prioritization process. America's Water Infrastructure Act will reduce flood risk through the construction of levees and the improvement of dams. Key provisions will benefit farmers and ranchers. In my home state of Wyoming, we will restore water storage capacity at federal reservoirs and expand the Fontenelle Reservoir in southwestern Wyoming. It also creates a permanent program to help mitigate the threat of floods caused by ice jams. The law requires the Army Corps to expedite snowpack monitoring activities in the upper Missouri River Basin. This is to help predict and mitigate flood risks. This year's increased snowpack is a serious concern to many of my constituents, especially in northern Wyoming, including Teton County. The law does all this while actually reducing the deficit. America's Water Infrastructure Act represented excellent progress. Now it needs to be implemented. So I look forward to hearing from today's witnesses on how the Army Corps of Engineers is managing its Civil Works program. So I want to thank you for coming before the committee to testify, and we look forward to hearing from you.